What's up, everybody? This is Josh here with Basement Level Magic, and we are going into another Battle for Zendikar draft. We have opened up a decent pack. The only issue is all of the really good cards are two-color. Red-blue is an awesome deck. It's super strong. You know, the red and blue devoid creatures work really well together. So Herald of Kozilek is definitely one of the best cards in the pack. Royal Spout, I think, is the strongest, just because I think that white-blue has kind of taken over red-white, or red-blue-white has kind of overtaken red-blue as the strongest deck out there, I think. Otherwise, we've got a Sheer Drop here. We've got Valakut Predator. Brutal Expulsion is a strong card. You know, maybe Royal Spout is just a little bit better in sealed. I don't know. I think I'm going to go ahead and take the Herald. These gold cards are just so much stronger than the other cards. Other than, you can maybe see taking Sheer Drop. I'm not a person that advocates going two color in the first pack. And this is... Well, we got Ruination Guy, which actually really works well with the Herald of Kozilek. So we could take this and we could, you know, really try to embrace that blue-red devoid deck. This giving all of our colorless creatures +1/+0 is huge. Complete Disregard is super strong. I just think that if you're going to be in Devoid, you want to be blue anyway, and Ruination Guide is one of those cards that really puts somebody into that deck. Otherwise, Serene Steward is a strong card in a lot of the white-based allies deck. Complete Disregard, I think, would be the second pick here. The rest of these cards are all basically filler. Even Tajiro Beastmaster, which is, it's a top-end good green ally card, but we're not really looking to do that. Ruination Guide is the easy pick. Here we've got definitely between Touch of the Void and Benthic Infiltrator. Both cards are really strong. I feel Benthic Infiltrator is probably a little bit better, and it, you know, we're already, I don't know that it's better, but we're already a little bit more base blue with the Ruination Guide. You know, we're only 2 picks in, so I can't say base blue. But hopefully you understand what I'm saying there. So let's grab the Benthic Infiltrator. Here we've got Calestra Healer is really strong in the black-white life gain deck. We aren't really looking to do that right now. I think we'll take Kozilek's Channeler. Otherwise, Molten Nursery and Incubator Drone are decent pickups for this deck. I feel like a lot of the blue devoid decks are great at ingesting, and that's one reason why you want to ramp into something like a Rune Processor or some of the big Eldrazi. So I'm going to take the Kozilek's Channeler and see where we end up. We are definitely going to want to... Here's a Rune Processor. I don't know if it's a little early to possibly take that, but Oracle of Dust is probably our next best option, and that card is a card that comes around a bit. You know, it's a 3/5, it's nothing too exciting, but it does have the ability to help you with some card selection. Not really card draw, but card selection with the draw a card, discard a card. So we'll go ahead and take the Rune Processor right now. Typically, I try to wait to pick these up because you can see them later in the drafts. Ulamog's Despoiler is another card that we would really be happy to see, but we want to just stake our claim for these blue colorless creatures. And Benthic Infiltrator is easily one of the best ones of those. So we'll take that here. Ghostly Sentinel is definitely a decent option here if we were looking to be white, which we still could be. We haven't seen a lot of red cards come around, and it's either that there aren't red cards in these packs or people are taking them. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Benthic Infiltrator, and sometimes these Ulamog's Despoilers will come back around, but the Infiltrator is just more what we need to do in this style of deck. Alright, so here, we still have not seen much for red devoid cards. So I do believe I'm going to take the Silent Skimmer. The Plated Crusher is very strong. You have to be very deep into green, though. It cannot be a splash color. The triple green is really hard to deal with. So we're going to keep going with these devoid cards and grab the Skimmer. Alright, here we're just not really seeing anything that helps our pack. So we'll take the Skyline Cascade. It's a nice utility land that plays well with blue. Mortuary Mire is decent. It's nothing spectacular, but we don't really know that we're going to be black right now. So we'll take the Skyline Cascade. The way this has been going, we have not seen almost any red. So we definitely need to look at possibly moving into a separate secondary color. And Dominator Drone is a card that fits the bill. It's a 3 mana, it's a 3/2, and it works really well with the colorless creatures. Here we'll take the Anticipate. Tajiro Beastmaster being out there still shows actually Giant Mantis is probably the better green card in this pack. But I think just going ahead and getting the card draw is more important. Alright, so retreat to Coral Helm, tap or untap a creature, scry 1. That's not one of the more exciting retreats. Salvage Drone is nothing exciting either. But getting an early Ingester that's devoid and goes with the rest of the theme of our deck is definitely what I'm going for. Molten Nursery sitting here is surprising to me because we haven't seen much red. So let's grab it, and who knows, maybe we will be black, maybe we won't. Either way, we know that we are blue, and at least we've staked claim to that. We'll take the Boiling Earth there. Not that we have a bunch of Scion tokens yet, but I could definitely see having those. So that pack 1 definitely did okay. So Angelic Captain is a great card in the Red-White Allies deck. Here I think Bane of Bala Ged is... Bane of Bala Ged is the strongest card in this pack, but we actually have a decent amount of other possible cards. We don't know if we're blue or red or black, or we don't know if we're red or black with our blue right now, which makes me a little leery of taking something like a Kozilek Sentinel. But if we do it now, we know that we did not pass red, so it's unlikely that people on our left are playing red. So we could try to grab one of these early drops, like Vestige of Emrakul, Kozilek Sentinel. I do like the Bane of Bala Ged, but I just think we probably should go with the earlier drop. And it'll play well with the Herald of Kozilek. So I'm going to try the Kozilek Sentinel and see if we do get rewarded by trying to be in red. Alright, so there's another Kozilek Sentinel. I could easily see taking the Vestige of Emrakul here. It's just a stronger card. But generally I side on taking the early drops. And it really plays well with our deck. But I mean, so does Vestige of Emrakul. There's not a reason not to. It's just a 4/4 for 4, or a 1/4, sometimes a 2/4 for 2. Yeah, I really like taking the early plays. Alright, so here, definitely some decent black cards. If we were able to just go ahead and pick out whatever lands we wanted, I would easily grab the Culling Drone. Otherwise, Forerunner of Slaughter is very good as well. Maybe we do look to possibly splash a color. I don't know how good Forerunner of Slaughter is on the splash, though. Either way, Culling Drone is not that exciting either. So I think I'm going to take the Incubator Drone. It's a 2/3, it makes a 1/1. And we are base blue, So something like Forerunner of Slaughter, even if we do play it, the likelihood of us playing it on curve is very low. Either way, one of these colors would be our splash color. So we do want to take the incubator drone here. Alright, so probably a Spell Shrivel. I could easily see, I mean, Retreat to Kazandu is probably the strongest card in this pack. I think that that card is very underrated, but you know, we're not in green, so there's not really much point in looking at it. Slab Hammer is a very good card. We're not doing any landfall triggers though, so picking up a land is not going to benefit us a lot because we're looking at trying to have some top end Eldrazi that we're building towards. Having the Spell Shrivel, I think, is just going to be more beneficial for us. I'm not sure. I think for now we'll put it in the deck. Oh, geez. Another Forerunner of Slaughter. And that's easily the best card in this pack. I mean, I could look to do a Dispel, but that's only going to be a sideboard card anyway. I'm going to grab the Forerunner. Otherwise, we could look to do Mindraker, which would be a... I think Mindraker would be very good in this. Forerunner of Slaughter is really, really strong. It's just I don't know if it's going to see... I don't know if it's going to make the deck. I think Mindraker... You know, if we're looking to splash, we need to splash later in the curve, which will be around 4. Even Dominator Drone is a little bit early. Outnumber here looks very good. Let's go ahead and take Tightening Coils, though. You know, I feel like we're trying to be red-blue based with a splash of black. That's why I'm not taking Outnumber, even though I think that Outnumber is the better card. Alright, and there we go, Tide Drifter. So Tide Drifter plus Ruination Guide is just a +1/+1 for all of our Devoid cards, which is definitely something that you want to do. Otherwise, Stone Fury is really strong. You know, honestly, if you look at this right now, we've got 3 red cards, 3 black cards, and then we've got the blue-red card. Yeah, so let's take that. Oh my gosh, look at all these Forerunners. Poor thing. Forerunner is so good. But I don't think I should take it. At this point, it's just getting silly to not, though. But Vestige of Emrakul is an easier card to put in this deck. Yeah, and we do get another Vestige. I mean, right now, we're not sure about these black cards, so I'm just going to put them to the sideboard so I stop looking at those Forerunners and kick myself. Alright, so we're not really looking to play... You know, we're not doing life gain with the Night Watch. Undo Champion is not a awful choice for this, but I think I'm going to take the Shrine and see if we can really pick up some big Eldrazi to top end our curve. There's a Swarm Surge, which if we were doing a black-blue or black-red Devoid would be huge for us. Instead, I don't know if a second Boiling Earth is really that great, though. I don't think Crumbled to Dust is going to be what we're looking to do. I'll grab a Swarm Surge just because we have one Boiling Earth already, and I don't know that we need another one. Here, trying to decide how aggressive we look. Between Sure Strike and Dispel. I feel like Sure Strike is a card that I would not feel bad playing in pretty much any deck. Dispel, though, is... I'm just not sold on Dispel, and, well, there's another one anyway. Otherwise, we could look to grab a Wavewing Elemental. I'm going to grab the Elemental, just because right now we don't have the top end that I'm expecting to have. And so if we do end up having some bigger Eldrazi, we'll probably take out the Wave Wing. But for right now, we could use some more top end stuff. All right, so Serpentine Spike is definitely a card that we're happy to be in red for now. It deals 2 damage to one creature, 3 damage to another, and 4 to another. And it exiles them if it kills them. So that's definitely a great way to wipe their board. Otherwise, this pack is really, really good. Brood Monitor is one of the better green cards out there, making 3 1/1s and on a 3/3 body. Hedron Archive would easily be one of our next picks if we didn't take the Serpentine Spike. Ulamog's Nullifier is a card that I think would be very good in this deck as well. If, even splashing for black in that one, I'm okay with it because it's a splash on turn 4 rather than an early turn. But we're gonna take the Spike. Ooh, Lantern Scout is super strong. Not quite what we're going for here though. Skitter Skin is black, which we're trying not to do that black thing. Let's go ahead and take another Kozilek's Channeler. Yeah, I feel like if I had like a couple Evolving Wilds, I feel like I would easily just go with a Grixis Devoid deck. We have a lot of great options, but not having any way of doing fixing makes me take the Channeler again. And there's the big card. Windrider Patrol is awesome. It's a 4/3. When you deal damage, you get to scry 2. That is huge. Kozilek's Channeler once again is good. Mercstrider is fine. Sledge Crawler, if we were in black, Transgressive Mind is very decent. We'll take the Windrider. Here, there's some really good black cards in this pack. I feel like I'm saying that a lot, but maybe black blue would have been a little bit better, and I got a little tunnel vision with Herald of Kozilek. But I feel Mercstrider is a decent pickup here. Otherwise, Valakut Invoker might just be better. We're looking at having a lot of mana, and it's a 2/3. It doesn't play with the processor ingest kind of game, but having that card late game is insanely good. Actually, Processor Assault might just be the better option for us. I feel like we'll probably be able to do a decent job at ingesting. So the removal spell is important. Alright, so there's another Invoker. I'm going to grab it this time. We could definitely use another Infiltrator or 2. But also we have some ways to ingest. We have the Salvage Drone. We have 2 Infiltrators. We have the Ruination Guide and Spell Shrivel. So we've got some ways to deal with exiling. All right, Clutch of Currents here is I think Clutch of Currents is going to be better than the Invoker. I'm not even sure if we're going to play the Invoker. Actually, the Wave Wing, that can easily come out. Yeah, so we'll take Clutch of Currents here. Here we've got Cryptic Cruiser. No, I don't think that's that great for us. We could have had so many Dominator drones. That's one thing I've found with the limited format here. The 3-drop spot is... There's so many good cards that I always want to take. We could take a Salvage Drone, which is another Ingester. But I think I'm going to go with the Incubator Drone. Salvage Drone is, you don't even necessarily feel good playing 1, so playing 2 is usually not the best option. Here, I'm just going to go ahead and take the Ghostly Sentinel. I don't want our opponents to have access to it. Here, I think Valakut Predator is definitely a card that we could sideboard in. I don't think it's going to make the main deck. You know, it's really aggressive. It's an awesome card. And if we need to bring it in in the sideboard, I think that'll be fine. Here we can do another Anticipate. And there's a McKinley Slide Runner. It feels like almost all colors are open except for blue, probably. Luckily we got into blue early, so we were able to pick up some decent cards, but we didn't see a ton of blue cards come around after the first couple picks, unfortunately. We did not get a Dispel earlier, so we'll grab that now. Not worried about Angelic Gift. Alright, so unfortunately we didn't pick up a second Rude Processor, which was really something I was hoping to get. We do have 2 Kozilek's Channelers, which will help us ramp if we are looking to do that. So we could look at what our deck would look like if we wanted to play some black with this. I'd probably look at bringing in a Mindraker, Silent Skimmer, Dominator Drone. We could even look at a Skitter Skin. If we do that, we take out the Invoker. Probably take out the Molten Nursery. And I'm not sure if the Processor Assault is even going to be an option. You know, we only have ways for us to exile include Salvage Drone, which I'm not sure if we're going to play, 2 Benthic Infiltrators, and then maybe Dominator Drone if we play that. I don't believe that we'll be playing Shrine of the Forsaken Gods because we did not... I mean, we only have 2 cards that are more than 5 mana, and you're only getting the 2 for your Devoid cards if you have 7 or more lands. So we're not really getting a lot of value out of that. So this would be our curve if we were looking to do some kind of black strategy. I do like the black cards that we have. I think we take out Salvage Drone. The other thing is, what else do we take out? I'm a big fan of most of these cards that we have. So I could easily see... maybe take out Mindraker. Having Dominator Drone as a 4th way to ingest, I guess 5th way after Spell Shrivel, and 6th if you count Serpentine Spike, but that's going to be so late in the game. We could side out the Incubator Drone, maybe run kind of like this. Keeps us fairly aggressive. We gotta remember that these are over here. Although if we wanted an aggressive build, we could just bring in the Invoker, Predator, Slide Runner. That's a bit more aggressive for us. I could easily see doing both ways. The thing is, we definitely need to get our mana online. Windrider Patrol, you know, these are late cards to get double color though. It's just a question of whether these cards are strong enough that they, even though they don't fit the scheme that we're doing, that they're really needed. Yeah, we have no fixing. Just don't know if, I mean, this deck looks quite aggressive going this way. Unfortunately, our 2-drops are an 0-5, a couple 1-4s. So it's not quite the perfect build. I don't know that the Invoker or the Slide Runner really need to be in the deck. But I would love to play, I think, the Silent Skimmer. And either the Skitter Skin or the Dominator Drone. Just don't know that they're worth splashing for. If we're not splashing for those, I like the Incubator Drone. The nice thing about Salvage Drone is even if it's there on turn 1, awesome. You're probably gonna get to ingest. If it dies, you get to do a little card selection. I don't know that we have enough ingesters for Processor Assault, so I kind of think Molten Nursery might just be a better option. Yeah, I'm gonna run like this. So we'll go ahead and I'll bring in the utility lands and then add. This looks about right. It'll be 8 mountains, 10 islands. We do want our islands earlier, although it doesn't really matter too much. I think we're actually okay if we split it up. So we'll go with this. I'm sure there's definitely different ways to build this, and I feel like I probably should have ended up in blue-black, you know, seeing all the Dominator drones going around and I think we just had a better option at those. Somebody was stealing all the red, and I probably just had way too much tunnel vision after taking the Herald of Kozilek in the pack one, pick one. But, you know, you gotta live with it. So we'll go ahead and see how this goes. Thanks for watching, everybody. This is Josh here with Basement Level Magic.